Okay, guys, so I am back. This post is for COMMGiving. So let me tell you about my experience with at one time carrying two ISPs, carrying two internet service providers, being charged for two internet service providers, and the proper way to resolve the issue, whether in your favor or not. It's rational, and it turned out it was in my favor. But I'm just saying, in general, I want to generalize. I don't know what if you do it. I don't know what your outcome would be, but the process is very rational. It leaves you without any regrets. In my case, in my special case, the decision was in my favor. But to generalize, if you go through this process, it might not be in your favor in terms of money, but the process is rational so that it does not leave you wanting. Okay? So, a couple months ago, I was carrying two internet service providers in the home, and it was like physically impossible to do. All right? Physically impossible. Like having two telephone companies charging you at the same time for a landline. Physically impossible to do. So, between me and the corporation, um, we could not bridge our differences, all right, in point of view. I said, look, and ironically, the corporation owned both internet service providers, owned both services. So to me, as a customer, I think there's some confusion there because they were charging me for both services. So I said, it's physically impossible. I can only have one service at a time. It's like charging you for basic cable and this premium cable package at the same time. And yet you're not watching premium, you don't have premium cable. So it's impossible to do. So there's a divide, there's a chasm, right? Distance we could not reach an agreement on. And nowadays with like Yelp and these so open social network platforms, you might think corporations are listening in terms of like consumer complaints, consumer customer feedback. But I'll tell you the proper way. You have to bring in a referee. And in my situation, the referee was a government agency. Sometimes the referee might be their own internal department. I give you another case situation. All right, I'm buying groceries, and I want to, and I just paid for it, and I tell the cashier, oh, I want to return these. Sometimes the cashier goes, okay, what you gotta do is get out of line and go to that customer service area over there. All right. So it's not just like you can do it with the same person. And yesterday I shared a funny diagram about bro speak into bro speaking Me Too movement. And sometimes that's how corporations work. Like if there's not a line with an arrow to a task, you don't exist. Like your tasks don't exist, or they have very definite arrows to different tasks and different people doing those tasks. And so the specialist you're talking to might not have an arrow to the task you want accomplished in terms of a refund or a complaint or something like that. Yeah, bring in a referee. Sometimes it could be internal referee. In my case, it was an executive, a more senior executive at the parent company, and also the government agency. So I brought in those third parties, and we came to an agreement, and so it worked in my favor. I got my money back, and I'm still using one of their service, but just one, not two, at the same time. Okay, so if it's between you and the company, but also between you and a specialist in the company, you might have to bring in a third party, like a referee. All right, either a more senior executive in a different department or a government agency. And then It's no longer between two parties, it's between three parties. And the process becomes much more rational. Even if you don't win in your case, I don't know what it is, but even if you don't win, it's rational. It doesn't leave you wanting. All right. That's my advice for COMMGiving today. And I swear to you, that's how corporations work. That diagram about bro speaking me too, that is how they work. They have specialists and arrows to tasks. And what you want does not have an arrow to it. You have to bring in someone else. Okay? That's how corporations work. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.